What is up, all of my beautiful dudes and dudettes? Darth Nash 6 here, and I am so excited to finally bring you this video. You've obviously read the title, you have seen the thumbnail, and I know that you have patiently been waiting for this ever since it was announced that Genex support would be coming out in Terminal Revenge for the TCG. You've seen the video that I made talking about it. You've probably gone to Golden Nova's channel to watch the video there, where I had a guest appearance on, and it is, I am so excited. I'm so excited to play with just these little guys, these dubious little dudes right here. So I have been trying to find a way to actually play Genex since around 2021, when I was getting back into the game. Longtime subscribers of the channel will remember that I was really pushing to play all of the original dual terminal lore decks in chronological order. Then about a year ago, with the help of my friends Topaz and Bean Soldier, we were able to create a functioning Genex deck of sorts that I even took to an OTS championship and performed decently well. But now, thanks to the release of their new Link 1 Repair Genex controller, the deck has actual legs to stand on and a new game plan. Swarm the field with synchros. The main issue with the deck right now is that if Repair Genex controller is stopped, hindered, or impeded in any way, the whole plan falls apart. It crumbles to dust. And then you're just left with a really depressing little guy with 1200 attack. And I don't want to do that to him. Just look at him. He's already so sad. We've built this deck with that in mind, and many people in my Discord server, such as Ale, one of the original patrons of this channel, have been able to come up with a way to set up a negate and then give way for Repair Genex controller to kick off the entire plan. After this deck profile, do not worry, combos will be shown. And if you love dual terminal decks, or really any deck from the 2011 to 2013 era of Yu-Gi-Oh!, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell in order to support this channel, because I just love playing decks from that nostalgic era. So let's start with the main deck. What I'm gonna do is kind of like go in order of which Genex cards search which, and I'm gonna point out which ones are the best, you know, the ones that are the best way to start the combo. All of them will result in essentially the same field, but some are better than others. Just so you know, preemptively, it'll make sense later on, but 4 searches 1, 1 searches 3, 3 searches 2, and 2 searches 4. So let's hop right into it. To start off, we have our Genex Turbo. Our Genex Turbo can search level 1s, such as Genex Power Planner and Genex Recycled. Genex Power Planner searches level 3s, such as Genex Ally Birdman, Genex Undyne, and our Genex Magma. Now, we only play 2 Magma because we also play 3 Bonfire. Our Genex Undyne is going to send a water monster for cost. That water monster is our Genex Undyne, in order to add Genex Controller to hand. And then our Genex Magma is going to be searching level 2s, which are our Genex Crusher and Genex Turing. And then our Genex Crusher searches level 4s, our Genex Turbo, and our Genex Undyne. Now, for the other ones, our Genex Turing, what it can do is special summon itself from your hand during your opponent's turn if you control a Genex monster, and then immediately synchro summon into a Genex Synchro, kind of like Hoppier Squadron in a way. And it can be used as a level 1, 2, or 3 for the synchro summon of a Genex. Genex Recycled can just become the name of any Genex. That doesn't really matter for how we play the deck, but some Genex Synchros specifically require Genex Controller as their tuner. And Genex Ally Birdman can bounce a monster to your hand in order to special summon itself, and then if that monster was a wind, it gains attack. Also, you must remember that Genex Ally Birdman, if summoned this way, is banished when it leaves the field. This is the main group of Genex monsters you should be playing in your main deck. The best ones are our Genex Turbo and Genex Power Planner to open up with. It's the most concise line for your combos. Our Genex Magma is the most roundabout because Magma needs to search Crusher, to search Turbo, to search Power Planner, to search Undyne and Birdman, whereas if you start with Crusher, it's like one less step, and then if you start with Turbo, it's one less step, and then Power Plant. It kind of makes sense when you have that in mind. But this is it. You can play to Undyne, to our Genex Undyne. This is the ratio that I have been feeling comfortable with. Next up is the Horus and Therion package. This is what we play in order to protect Repair Genex Controller and set up a negate before we do the Genex game plan. This was a lot of discussion and theorying out in my Discord. Ale specifically spent a lot of time thinking out these lines, and we determined that just getting a level 8 negate on board, or even just Therion Regulus, was going to be better than getting out Appaloosa, because Regulus at least was an Omni in that sense, and the Horus cards could represent more bodies on board for synchro summoning. So we play triple Imseti, of course, along with one Kibisenoweth and one Happy, and then 2 King's Sarcophagus and 1 Walls of the Imperial Tomb. Imseti searches King's Sarcophagus, Walls can search Imseti and then sort of reset your hand, and then Sarcophagus sends them all to the grave. You only play 1 each of the other ones because they are bricks. It is terrible to see them in your opening hand. And then for the Therion package, it's super small, super basic. We run 1 Therion King Regulus, 1 Therion Lily Borea, 1 Therion Reaper Foom. We chose Foom specifically because it was another target for Undyne to send a water monster to the grave for cost, and then 1 Therion Disc Coliseum to search the Therion Regulus. If you do not really like this, you can play just Disc Coliseum and Regulus, or even just Regulus works really well with this deck if you want to open it up. We've got this for siding patterns specifically because taking these 3 cards out is just really easy for side decking patterns. Speaking of the side deck, with everything else that I run in this in order to stop my opponent or prevent my opponent from stopping me, it's almost like the rest of the deck has a side deck mashed into it. And we run triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, triple Effect Veiler, triple Droll and Lockbird, triple Infinite Impermanence, triple Sarvis, the Ancient and Descended, triple Kashtira Fenrir, triple Crossout Designator, and 1 honorary Crossout Designator, Called by the Grave. You might be wondering why I'm not playing the Sky Striker package of Engage and Eagle Booster. It's because I know that some Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are smart, and they are going to wait until I have another monster on board in order to stop Repair Genex Controller with some form of targeted negation. And even if I sort of jumpstart to do it, they'll obviously just chain Veiler or Imperm to the activation of Eagle Booster. So playing all of these cards in tandem with Crossout Designator and Sarvis, I figured that would be a significantly better way to stop those hand traps, and also with the Horus and Therion, bait those hand traps out as much as possible. Now, we're going to show the extra deck, which honestly is so tight. Every single one of these cards are necessary for the deck. That's why we can't play Pot of Prosperity. There are other cards you can be running if you are willing to take the time and think about which cards to swap out, but that's really up to your discretion. You can have Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, Genex Ally Axel, or even Crimson Dragon. That is if you want to theory out those lines. That's up to you. That's up to you. That's up to you. We play double Genex Controller, 1 Locomotion R Genex, 1 Arms of Genex Return 0, Herald of the Arclight, TG Hyper Librarian, Reason we run TG Hyper Librarian is specifically not to draw a bunch of cards, but so that we can have a way to go up into the level 8s. If you want a better sort of like explanation of that, you can check out MBT's 10-minute testing on Genex. Duloran, Tiger King of the Ice Barrier, Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, Psyframe Lord Omega, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, Fistial Dispatter in order to bring back that Omega to get a second card rip, Gigantic Champion Sargus, number 90, Galaxy Ice Photon Lord, and then IP and SP. That's it for the extra deck. Let's hop into the combos now. Alright, now I'm going to show you what is essentially the main combo and why, honestly, our Genex Turbo is probably the best card to start with. So this is just going to be, you know, the one card of our Genex Turbo. Remember, you've got 4 other cards in hand. If you've got any way to get to the Horus package, you're also going to have Photon Lord on field, or Regulus with IP. So you're going to start with our Genex Turbo. You're going to normal summon our Genex Turbo. Our Genex Turbo will add Power Planner. You're going to link our Genex Turbo into Repair Genex Controller. Repair Genex Controller on summon is going to add Turbo to hand. Now, since a Genex monster was added to hand, you're going to activate Repair Genex Controller to normal summon our Genex Turbo, which on summon is going to add another Power Planner to hand. Then you're going to normal summon that Power Planner to add Undyne to hand. Since you have added a Genex to hand, you're going to normal summon the other Power Planner. That Power Planner is going to add the first of many Genex Ally Birdman. Since a Genex was added to hand, you're going to normal summon. You normal summon Undyne. What Undyne is going to do is it's going to send our Genex Undyne to the grave for cost in order to add Genex Controller to hand. Then you're going to normal summon Genex Controller, since a Genex was added to hand, and you will sync for 6 into Duloran, Tiger King of the Ice Barrier. Duloran is going to target both the Power Planners and the Turbo to add them to hand, and since a Genex monster was added to hand, Repair Genex Controller is going to let you normal summon. You will normal summon our Genex Turbo in order to add Genex Recycled to hand. Now you're going to normal summon Power Planner. Power Planner is going to add, this time, our Genex Magma to hand. Then you are going to normal summon our Genex Magma in order to add our Genex Turing to hand. Since a Genex was normal summoned, you're going to, since Genex was added to hand, you're going to normal summon again, and using Genex Recycled, Magma, and Power Planner, you're going to sync for 5 into Hyper Librarian. Alright, how do we get a Genex to hand again? It's because we've got Birdman in hand. We're going to activate Birdman, bounce Turbo to hand, to special summon. That added a Genex to our hand. We're going to normal summon Turbo. Turbo is going to add another Power Planner to hand. Now, since a Genex was added, we're going to normal summon. We're going to normal summon Turing and Synchro for 6 into Assault Synchro Stardust Dragon. We're going to chain it so that the draw is Chainlink 2 to protect the summon of Chainlink 1. We will draw. It's going to be any card. Bring back Turing. Now we are going to Synchro into 10. Into Arms of Genex. Return 0. Now we're going to Synchro Birdman and Librarian into Psyframe Lord Omega. Oh, sorry. These Birdmen.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's...
going to be banished. We're going to banish Omega for the effect to rip 1 card from our opponent's hand. And I'll show with an Alestral's Die. 1. 1 card has been ripped. Alright, now how do we add to hand? We've got no way to do it. We've got our Genex Undyne Engrave. We're going to target itself to add to hand, along with Genex Recycled. Alright, so now what do? This is a lot of cards in hand. Remember, we still have 4 other cards in hand. Since Genex cards were added to hand off of Undyne, we're going to normal summon, of course, into Power Planner. Power Planner is going to add another Genex ally Birdman. Then we are going to normal summon another Power Planner to get another Birdman to replace itself. Next, we are going to normal summon our Genex Undyne, and we are going to banish that Genex controller engrave so that Undyne turns into a Dark Tuner. We are going to synchro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
into a Trishula. We are going to banish the second card out of our opponent's hand. Now we're going to activate Arms of Genex Return 0 in order to shuffle some cards back into our deck so that we can keep searching, to keep adding to hand, to keep normal summoning. We're going to shuffle Turbo, Power Planner, Undyne, Controller, and Birdman. Specifically, you want to return at least one Birdman back into the deck, so that way you have a way to keep on adding them to hand with Power Planner. Now we're going to special Birdman by bouncing Power Planner back to hand. That will let us normal summon the Power Planner to add that Genex ally Birdman that we just added to hand. Since a Genex was added to hand, we can normal summon. We're going to normal summon Recycled since it's the level 1 tuner, Synchro Trishula and Recycled into a Dispatter. Dispatter effect is going to special back Psyframe Lord Omega. We're going to activate Omega again to banish and rip the third card out of our opponent's hand. Then we are going to Synchro for 4 into Herald of the Arclight. So we have 2 negates on field. Right now, Arms of Genex Return 0 can negate a Dark, a Wind, a Water, Light, and Fire. Dispatter, at the very least, can destroy an opponent's monster by shuffling one of these back into the deck. We've got 2 Birdman in hand, along with... This is just a random draw, this isn't a cross-out designator. Along with 4 other cards we didn't use, and we've got a negate that can search the Saravis, it can search one of our hand traps in order to protect any of our other monsters on board. So this is really it for the main combo. Honestly, all of the combos are like this. As long as you get access to Turbo and then Power Planner, you're going to be able to create this board. Really, any combo that you do, no matter what the steps are, once you get to Duloran and bounce these cards back to hand, it's going to be the same combo every single time. The one thing you do need to keep in mind, though, is that if you use the Horus package or the Therion cards, specifically the Horus package to get to the Therion cards, you will only have 3 spots open on your field, or if you just use the Horus cards to go to Photon Lord, you will have 4 spots open. Starting the combo with Power Planner or Turbo makes it so that you can easily only use 3 to 4 spots of the main monster zones, but if you open Magma or Crusher, you need to have all 5 zones opened up, so you can't do the Horus or Therion combos and protection if you have Magma and Crusher. The field fills up way too much. So you need to work with that trade-off and keep that in mind when you are building your own combos. If you have any other Genex combos that you've been working on, please comment them down below. I would love to see it. And also, don't forget to join my Discord to talk about it in our Genex channel. Anyway, I hope that you guys loved it. I've been having so much fun with finally being able to play Genex with all of these Genex cards. I know this deck isn't fun to play against, but it is so much fun for me to finally see what these cards can do. Anyways, if you liked this, please, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys around. Peace.